Hello, everybody, and welcome to the New York Sports Machine. I'm Kevin Walsh, and today we're going to be talking about some fantasy football, but not the NFL. The college fantasy football season is officially kicking off today. The season is starting tonight, and that means Fanduel starts. Get in there, get your lineups in, try to get some of that Fanduel money, and I'm going to be giving you a lineup that I think could help you get there. Now, we're going to start off with the quarterback position. And obviously, tonight, there are some of the bigger names there. Brandon Doughty, Trevin Boykin, probably two of the biggest point getters in regards to daily fantasy. Both put up outstanding numbers. But I'm going to go a little bit outside that top range. For $7,700, which is the sixth highest price, but it's the first QB who's under that $8,000 range, is Justin Holman of UCF. Now, Holman is a solid QB who improved with every single game last season. Holman had 2 3-touchdown games in his final 5 games, and one of those came against NC State in a bowl game, big time, which shows that he really has a lot of potential. And I truly think that game 1, UCF is going to look to see just how much they have in this kid. They're going to give him a lot of opportunities. Florida International is obviously not a defense that's going to really scare them away, and I expect Holman to be out there slinging the ball, and he's got the talent to make those plays happen. Now we go down to the 2 running backs. Now, again, I didn't go for the high-priced running backs. I went for one relatively, bigger name and then a cheap one. Now, the bigger name is going to be Brandon Wilds. Now, Brandon Wilds of South Carolina State, South Carolina, is, to me, an absolute must-play. North Carolina last year was atrocious against the run, and I don't really see that changing that much. Brandon Wilds is entering his senior year. Last year had some decent numbers while splitting time. He's the lead back. He's going to get the majority of the carries, and Brandon Wilds can really tear up this UNC defense. The other running back who I'm looking at, and who most people probably aren't looking at, is going to be Jarvian Williams. Now, he plays for Texas San Antonio and is going to be going up against 22-ranked Arizona. So you would probably start to say, oh, no, I don't know about that. Last year, Arizona's defense was atrocious. One of the worst in all of college football. And the thing here about Texas San Antonio is they have a brand new quarterback getting the starting job by the name of Blake Bogenschutz. That is their QB. He's a freshman. You don't know how much they're going to be trusting him, especially in this high profile of a game. Jarvian Williams Jr., a little more consistent, been there, probably a lot more comfortable. They will look to give him the ball and take a lot of the pressure off Bogenschutz. And I really think at the price tag of $4,900, he's a great sleeper play for today's Thursday slate. Now we get into the wide receivers. You need 3 of them, and this can be a tricky area because you don't know where the touchdowns are going to land sometimes. Now, what I did is I got my hands on receivers who are paired with some of the bigger name quarterbacks. And the first one is Brandon Shepard. Now, Brandon Shepard obviously playing alongside Mason Rudolph for Oklahoma State. And Brandon Shepard last year really took off once Rudolph got that starting job. It was very clear that was his favorite target. Last 2 games of the season, his stats were 12 receptions, 254 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Look for that connection to be consistent all season. Chemistry between quarterback and receiver, especially at the collegiate level, is very, very real, and obviously these two have it. Now, the next one that I went with is Ryan Switzer. Now, Switzer plays for UNC, and a lot of people think that Marquise Williams is going to have a very good season for UNC. Now, obviously, he's a dual threat, can run and throw, but I wanted to get my hands on a guy that he could be looking to feed the ball to. Now, the thing is, just Quashad Davis is ranked ahead of him in regards to pricing, and obviously the pricing means that's going to be more points expected. But Switzer led UNC last year in receiving, in both yards and receptions. And I think that in a game like this, the first game of the season, sometimes the more reliable guy can be the one who you lean on. And you can't guarantee anything realistically in these daily plays, but Ryan Switzer is a much more consistent player, I believe, than what Davis is. And it's much cheaper price tag too at 5,500. I think Switzer really gives your lineup a lot more flexibility and is a really nice play today. Now, finally, I'm going to be throwing Jared Dangerfield into the lineup. One of the more expensive wide receivers, and that's because he comes alongside Brandon Doughty. Now, the thing is, right now, it says that he's going to be questionable for today's game. So please be careful and don't stupidly not check if he's not going to be, and get in there, switch your lineups around, because you don't want to spend 8,100 on a guy who's just not even playing. But the thing about Dangerfield is that he's paired with Brandon Doughty. Doughty last year threw 49 touchdowns, and 11 of them were caught by Dangerfield. Obviously, that's going to be someone that he looks to. And more importantly, in the last 4 games of the season, he caught 6 touchdowns. So obviously that means as the season progressed, there was more chemistry there. They're both coming back. And I think that that's going to be a big pairing, especially in daily plays. Brandon Doughty is going to cost you a lot to get. So get a piece of that by getting a guy like Dangerfield in your lineup. I really think that that is a guy who, if he's going to be playing tonight, you really want to have in there. Now, finally, the tight end. Tight ends are definitely tough to figure out here. But I kind of went with a similar strategy to Dangerfield. I'm not paying up for Doughty, but I'm going to try to still get the big numbers that he's going to put up. Someone's going to benefit from that, and I think that perhaps Tyler Higbee could be that guy. 3rd most expensive tight end, and it's really just because he's linked with Doughty. However, last year, he had a 3-touchdown game. Now, he had injuries, but when he was on the field, he was pretty darn good. And I could see Higbee, I'm not saying going for 3 touchdowns a game, but I could see Higbee with being out on the field every day could be a lot more consistent for Doughty as a weapon for him to utilize. So that's the lineup. I wish everyone the best of luck tonight in FanDuel, and we'll be back soon giving you some more lineups.